to come give us the invocation. Thank you for being here.
O Lord our God, we pause and ask that thou would be among us this evening as we meet. Guide us in our discussions and deliberations and our decisions, that we may seek to do thy will in all things. Shed thy abundant blessings upon all the members of this council, all those present, the employees and the residents of Cape Girardeau. Shed your peace upon this world. Let it all begin with us. And we give thee the praise, honor, and glory now and ever, and unto the ages of ages. Amen.
Amen. Okay, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Call this meeting to order. This is the Cape Girardeau City Council. It's our August 1st, 2016 meeting. Thank you all for being here. Roll call, please.
Wayne Bowen, absent. Bob Fox. Robbie Guard.
Here.
Victor Gunn.
Here.
Shelley Moore.
Here.
Harry Rediker.
Here.
Joseph Israel.
Next order of business, council's adoption of the agenda. If I could have a motion.
So moved.
By Gunn,
Second.
seconded by Guard. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No presentations this evening. Communications and reports. Number one, I was honored and privileged to attend and participate last Tuesday evening in the last home game of Jess Bolin and the Cape Girardeau Kapahas. Great event. 50 years of coaching the Kapahas, spanning 2 centuries. The Kapahas started in 1894, spanned 3 centuries. Particularly rewarding to see over 20 former players there to help to honor Jess for everything he has done for them, and particularly now for our city of Cape Girardeau. And in anticipation that son Tom will take over the reins for next year, and they're out in Wichita now, and I don't know what the second game. Anybody here? What
They won.
They won the second game too?
Yeah, they
Okay,
beat
great.
Wichita.
So that's great. Super. I hadn't heard that. So that was good. And then attended the Cops and Hawks football game, and it was a great event, and well attended, and got substantial monies for backstoppers. And Chief, were you on the field? Did you play? And some comments from you, please, on that.
I was on the field, and I kind of likened it back to my childhood when I was always the last to be picked for a team. I didn't get picked for a team, but they did let me come down the field with them. It was a great event, and the best part of it was just seeing people from different cultures and different backgrounds and different experiences in life come together and just have a good time. And what most people didn't get to see was after that we went inside where it was air conditioned, thankfully, and all sit down and had a good meal together and just continued the conversations and the dialogue. And it was overwhelmingly one of the best events I've ever attended.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, then also great tech event last week at the Marquette, and the potential there of jobs, of entrepreneurship, of high tech is probably more, that potential is probably more than we realize right now. But great attendance, upwards about 300 people. Contest for the city of a hackathon that we're going to hear more about in the next council session. So great event to be at, and further development of downtown Cape and Old Town Cape. And then also want to recognize that tomorrow's election day, so be sure everybody to vote tomorrow and exercise your privilege of voting. Other council. Shelley?
Yes, I would like to thank the police department and all city staff, city manager, the mayor, and assistant manager, city manager for coming out and supporting the 1,000 Women March. It was a huge success. The community showed up in just great. It looked like a bouquet. It was so nice. And I really appreciate that because I feel like it came in such a good time and the support was needed. And the new, a fresh breath of air was needed for Ward 2. So I want to say thank you so much. And once again, remind you that SNAP meets every fourth Tuesday at Salvation Army, starting at 5:30 p.m. And all is welcome. And just come, if you have ideas or anything that you feel, some type of input that you would like to share, please feel welcome to do so. And thanks so much again.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Mayor, I had Thursday, I was at the Keep Cape Beautiful meeting that we hold annually, or monthly, not annually. I hope it'd be more than annually. Julia and staff was there. There's a new initiative within the group to try to get more of the businesses in Cape to recycle and to do some of that. And so they're coming up with some ideas. Julia, we had a new member. You talk about, I came in and I was trying to understand about her son who wanted to join this our city committee.
Yes, Stacy and her son, Eric, I want to say. So we were really encouraged that we could have some youth membership, and he's excited to start back at school and hopefully energize some of the youth about the importance of keeping Cape beautiful and recycling and those types of activities that we do on a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis, yeah. And then the other piece was that Julie and I had talked about too, and it's good to see Marla out there, is having, as we're doing a yard of the month for beautification, to also maybe do one specifically for downtown with the focus and what Old Town Cape's been able to partner with business owners to maybe expand that a little bit too.
Okay.
So.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Staff?
Yes, we are the railroad, moving to the railroad in order to do the tow of the flood wall. Was going to start today. It's with the rain. It's been delayed for 1 week. It will start a week from today on the 8th. And so then we'll have 72 hours to get that work done. And so that's a project that's exciting. Then we earlier, I believe on the 19th, July 19th, we had the recycled material boat that came by and celebrated that. Some guys made the boat out of recycled material and they're floating down the Mississippi. And they spent a couple of days here and commented on how receptive people are and how people are friendly and interested in what's going on. And that's something we hear quite a bit, and that's really a tribute to the citizens of our great city.
Okay. All right. Council, we have 3 public hearings tonight. Number 1, public hearing regarding the proposed property tax rates for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2017. Public hearing is open for anybody to address the council. Public hearing is open. Anyone to address the council on this issue? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and council move to new ordinance item number 16, bill number 16-132, an ordinance providing for the levying of the annual city revenue tax, public health tax, special business district number 2 tax for the fiscal year ending the 30th day of June, 2017. First reading. Could I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Gunn.
Second.
Seconded by Azura. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Our second public hearing is a public hearing to consider a request to rezone property at 338 Broadway from RUMD Residential Urban Mixed Density to CBD Central Business District with a DCC Downtown's Commercial Corridor Overlay. Public hearing is open. Anyone to appear before the council? Seeing none, we will close this public hearing and council. This is item 20. Bill number 16-137, an ordinance amending Chapter 30 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri by changing zoning property located at 338 Broadway in the city and county of Cape Girardeau, Missouri from RUMD to CBD and Downtown Commercial Corridor Overlay District. First read.
So moved.
By Gunn.
Second.
Seconded by Fox. Any discussion? Part of the Marquette H&H corridor, the Marquette. None. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Third public hearing tonight is a public hearing to consider the request to rezone property at 400 Broadway and 221 North Fountain Street from CBD Central Business District and RUMD Residential Urban Mixed Density to CBD with the DCC Downtown Commercial Corridor Overlay. Public hearing is open. Anyone to appear before the council? Seeing none, we will close that public hearing and council. This goes to item number 21. Bill number 16-138, an ordinance amending Chapter 30 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri by changing the zoning of property located at 400 Broadway and 221 North Fountain Street in the city and county of Cape Girardeau, Missouri from CBD to RUMD to CBD and Downtown Commercial Corridor Overlay District. First read. So moved by Gunn and seconded by Fox. Any discussion? This is across the street and will affect the hotel property. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Great new exciting projects for our downtown area. Anyone here to appear before the council on any item, any other item that is on the agenda? Council is receptive. Mr. Maynard.
Mayor, council, and staff, very briefly here to, I'm John Maynard with the Cape Chamber and also the Cape Area Magnet. Very briefly to appear in new ordinances number 19 related to the retail consultant information. Talked about this in study session a little, and there were some really good questions. So I wanted to make sure that I provided each of you with the scope of services that are going to be delivered through this contract. So I'm just going to hand you those scope of services, make sure you have copies of that. And again, if you have questions as that develops or as it goes on, you all know where to find me and how to get a hold of me.
Thank you, John.
When will this begin? When does this contract begin?
They're going to be in here for the first time in 2 weeks
Okay.
to start the process.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Maynard? Anyone else to appear before the council on any item that is on the agenda?
I know that you all will be voting on some park issues this evening, and I'd just like to ask for your support in helping with the skate park project and moving it forward and getting it up on the agenda and getting that thing going. We've put a lot of effort into it over the last 5 or 6 years, and I think the timing is right and things look really good, and now's the time to do it and get it put to bed and go down the road.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Did
you very much.
get the latest update on timing
From
Julia?
well, the latest update, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but last 2 weeks ago, the 5 projects that she presented were basically non-prioritized. And I believe that she was asked to prioritize those, and the skate park was bumped down a little bit. And I'm just was asking that we could possibly bring that thing back into the forefront and get it going.
I think.
Was that an incorrect assumption, or was I?
I think
Right?
Julia's the one prioritized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I was asked to prepare a list of those items that we needed to kick off immediately due to a variety of reasons. One is just weather, construction, ordering of certain products. So I did put the skate park back to be included in the CIP planning process. So that it is not currently scheduled to receive an appropriation this fall.
It's listed on the latest updated list as planning 2016 and construction 2017 and 18.
That's because the money that is currently pledged can go toward the planning portion of it. And so that can continue and get the project ready. And so then we'll be ready for the next appropriation for construction.
But it is on the list. It's not off the list.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. And we continue to appreciate your involvement and work on this project, Chris.
Well, thank you. Glad to help.
Anyone else here before the council on any item that is on the agenda? Okay, Eric, if you take us through the consent.
Bill number 16-123, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an amendment to the state block grant agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission to provide an extension of time for funding the promotion of scheduled passenger air service at the Cape Girardeau Regional Airport. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an amendment to the state block grant agreement with Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission to provide an extension of time for funding the promotion of scheduled passenger air service at the Cape Girardeau Regional Airport. Number 16-124, an ordinance approving the record plat of American Landmark Property subdivision amended. An ordinance approving the record plat of American Landmark Property subdivision amended. Bill number 16-125, an ordinance approving the record plat of KFDS subdivision. Ordinance approving the record plat of KFDS subdivision. Number 16-126, an ordinance amending Chapter 15, Article 11 of the Code of Ordinances, City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, regarding rooms to lease, let, hire, or rent. An ordinance amending Chapter 15, Article 11 of the Code of Ordinances, City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, regarding rooms to lease, let, hire, or rent. Number 16-129, a resolution authorizing city manager to execute a license and indemnity agreement with Brenda K. Strop, trustee of the Brenda K. Strop Living Trust, dated October 27, 2010, for installation of a sign overhanging the sidewalk in the right-of-way at 1031 Broadway in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Number 16-130, a resolution authorizing city manager to execute a release of lien for property located at 1215 College Street under the HERO program in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Bill number 16-136, resolution authorizing applications to the Missouri Housing Development Commission under the 2017 Emergency Solutions Grant Program for the Salvation Army, Safe House for Women, Inc., Community Caring Council, and Catholic Charities of Southern Missouri, and authorizing city manager to execute all necessary grant documents.
Council, you've heard the consent agenda. Do I have a motion for approval? So moved by Fox, seconded by Guard. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? New ordinances, number 13, bill number 16-127, an ordinance updating and readopting sections 2-76 to 2-83 of the city code relating to conflicts of interest. First read. So moved by Azura. Seconded by Fox. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 14, bill number 16-128, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a quitclaim deed to DI Hotels LLC for property located, or formerly known as Vantage Drive, along east side of Interstate 55 in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. First reading. So moved by Fox, seconded by Guard. Any discussion? This has to do with the continuation of the Drury Hotel and the Convention Center. This will become parking on that former out road. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you. Number 15, bill number 16-131, an ordinance approving the record plat of OTC First Subdivision. Motion by Ozura,
Second.
seconded by Guard. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 17, bill number 16-133, an ordinance establishing an indoor sports complex fund and appropriating expenditures for the initial operation of the indoor sports complex for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2017 in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
So moved.
So moved by Gunn, seconded by Fox. Discussion? We're progressing. We're
For all
from
time.
building to looking toward operating. Great. First quarter, probably sometime in first quarter of 17, which is going to be coming fast. Great project. I'm getting a lot of comment about that project now that it appears on the horizon. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Number 18, Bill number 16-134, an ordinance appropriating expenditures related to the purchasing and licensing of 3 drones and related training from the Casino Revenue Fund for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2017, City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
So moved.
By Garden.
Second.
Seconded by Zura. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Number 19, Bill number 16-135, an ordinance appropriating expenditures related to the city's financial commitment to a retail market study being conducted by Magnet from unallocated revenues of the Casino Revenue Fund for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2017, City of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. First reading. By Gunn.
Second.
And seconded by Zura. Any discussion?
I would just add, Mayor, that we talked about it in study session. This is the first time we've ever really done anything like this. Not only, John and Scott brought up that this is going to be something that's going to benefit the city of Cape, Jackson, and the county. I understand that John is going to be requesting some matching funds, hopefully, from the county, and would urge them to be a part of this good partnership. That's all I wanted to add.
Okay. Yeah, this is, sales tax are our lifeblood, and growth is very dependent on sales taxes. So this is is going to be a critical process that we move through Magnet. Another good investment with our funds, shared as a partnership with everyone. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And number 22, Bill number 16-139, an ordinance appropriating funds for capital expenditures for park improvement projects in the city of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. First reading. Moved by Zura.
Second.
Seconded by Gar. Any discussion? Just wanted to comment that these funds are funds appropriating funds for this fiscal year for the first of a number of projects that will be done in the future. And this will appropriate funds through this fiscal year for, I think, about a $1.7 million dollars. More to come, as we were visiting with Mr. Hudson about earlier. An exciting, going to be an exciting end to our PRS as we look forward to PRS2 in 18. Any other discussion? Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We have no appointments tonight. Is there any other business come before us?
Move to adjourn.
By Gunn.
Second.
Seconded by Guard. Any discussion? Those in favor, aye. Those opposed? We are adjourned.
Always vote to adjourn.
Okay, quick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I hope